Latest generation Mitsubishi Pajero Sport was launched in South Africa late last year. And you can see it's a rugged, handsome, high-riding vehicle. You've got, of course, daytime running lights. They modernized the looks around the front and around the outside. And it's a big vehicle as well. Pretty big, pretty nice. Nice running boards, which are important for getting in and out the vehicle, as we all know. This is the 4x4 version. There is a 4x2 version available as well. They're both powered by the 2.4-litre Mitsubishi engine, which puts out 133 kilowatts and a good 430 newton meters of torque. So you've certainly got enough torque for the job as well. Pretty powerful enough, nice and useful, all good in that respect. You come round to the boot area, which of course, remembering that you do have the extra pull-up seats at the back for the extra 2 passengers if you want. We'll show them to you a bit later on. Boot space, of course, with 7 seats is extremely limited at 88 litres. But you go to 308 litres as it is over here, which I must say looks much bigger than that to me. And you can go to 1300 litres if you drop the middle row of seats as well. So you certainly have the versatility and loadability on this vehicle available to you all round. But it's a nice big family vehicle, capable off-road as well. It does have all on this model, as I said, the 4x4 capability, low range, etc. It has all of those. Let's take a look inside. Behind the wheel of the Pajero Sport, you can see you've got a pretty commanding position over here. Your instrumentation is fairly basic, but you know, really it tells you what you need to know. You can see I've got it in two-wheel drive high at the moment, and simply at the click or turn of a knob, you can change it. You've got all your controls on the door panel over here, and you've got your full multi-function steering wheel over here with all the controls that you need. And you've even got flappy pedals behind the steering wheel over here. Talking of the flappy pedals, one of the very strong features of this vehicle is the 8-speed automatic gearbox. And I can tell you it's smooth, it's comfortable, it really does make a difference to your on-road behavior, especially in this vehicle, having that 8-speed. It's a great gearbox, very, very strong, very good, very easy. Now we're going to come to the center stack over here, and I'm going to come to one of my, should I call it, complaints about the vehicle. You can see the screen over here. I would say it's a little bit old school, old generation. Does have a reverse camera, but a basic reverse camera, if I can term it that. It doesn't have the overhead views that a lot of the vehicles do have these days. So I'm going to say Mitsubishi, a bit old school, and certainly I would expect navigation on my vehicle of this sort. So where's that one? Can I term it that way? You've got your dual zone climate control system, very effective, works very well. You come down, you've got a separate diff lock switch over there if you want, and even a fan control for the rear over here if you do want to use it. I've mentioned the 8-speed gearbox, electronic parking brake, which is becoming pretty normal these days, and here's that controller I discussed and mentioned earlier for 2-wheel high, 4-wheel high, and your low range as well over there. And you've also got hill descent control, etc., just at the push of a button. I haven't done the full-on 4x4ing in this, but I think you get the impression and you get the idea, and it certainly is capable of handling some bumps and lumps and things like that along the way. Other than that, space in abundance, leather trim, very comfortable. You've even got electric adjustment on the driver's seat over here as well. But the Pajero Sport is going to be largely a family vehicle. So let's see how the family would live in this. Moving into the back seat, or the middle row, depending on how you want to term it, of the Pajero Sport, you can see there's tons of space. It's big, it's spacious, it's comfortable. Another nice feature that I like is you have got a nice solid handle to grab over here to help lift yourself in and out the rear doors. And I can tell you it does work, it is useful. So, important feature. You've even got a recline feature on the back seats that you can adjust the recline of the rear backrest to an extent as well to make life more comfortable. So overall, I can tell you, as a 5-seater, I'd say your family would be very happy and very comfortable. And that makes a very big difference, doesn't it? So they would certainly be happy campers in a vehicle of this sort, and in particular in this vehicle. There is the provision for 2 extras at the back. Let's check that out now as well. One of the features I like on the Pajero Sport is, have a look how nicely you get access to the 6th and 7th seats right at the back. You simply do that and it folds all the way out the way over here, including the base of the seat, to give you better access than a lot of other vehicles to the 6 and 7 seats. Now I'm in the back, in the cheap seats as one would often call it. But these are the kiddie seats. You can see I'm not the tallest guy around. I'm kind of a little bit limited for space. I'm very limited for legroom over here. As opposed to some of the opposition vehicles in this class, you can't slide the middle row forwards and backwards. But that's just the way it is. But for youngsters, for kids, or for very short distances, you certainly can run with a 7-seater over here in the Pajero Sport. So it's there, it's available. I wouldn't say it's exactly a long distance option for you. But now let's talk price, because of course that's where it all comes in. This particular version of the Pajero Sport with 4x4 comes in at, call it 600,000 Rand, 599,995. Yes, it's aimed absolutely head-on at the Toyota Fortuner. It's absolutely head-on at the Ford Everest, and it's head-on at what used to be the Chev Trailblazer, which is now going to be relaunched soon as the Isuzu. So it's in a bit of a crowded segment. But that 8-speed gearbox is superb. The engine certainly has enough power. It has off-road ability. It has space. It has a lot of spec, barring the 1 or 2 little issues I mentioned earlier on. I think it certainly is up there in this category. And I think, quite honestly, you're looking for your family SUV with off-road ability. This one is one that has to make every single shortlist. For Motor Matters, I'm Eleanor, and I'll see you next time.